how is it that something, an object, an inanimate object that isn't alive, doesn't have feelings and doesn't have a soul, how is it that it brings out such joyful feelings and experiences in all of those that interact with it? It's a bloody cold one this morning, 3 degrees with a feels like temperature of -1. I tell you, it would have been easier and better in a way if I'd have brought the car instead of the bike, but I was never going to do that, because then I wouldn't be getting to ride this awesome machine, would I? Well, we're in Newton again, only this time we're not here for some waterfront filming. No, we're in Newton. You may or may not have seen previous video, but the door handle for my Peugeot 306 decided that it no longer wanted to be attached to the car, so I've had to order a new one. But of course, when it turns up, it'll be black. So we're in Newton to hopefully get some paint for it. State of all that lot. There we go. The paint centre. That's the one. And it would have been better in many ways if I'd brought the car with me. Only I can't, because of course the MOT ran out. Now I have the paint code, but even when you've got the paint code, sometimes there are different shades, different variations of the same paint code. So I've gone and removed the petrol filler, so that hopefully with the paint code and with this, hopefully they can match it. Top. Oh, there we go. We have primer and we have paint, and they had to specially match it to the petrol filler because apparently it's faded, which doesn't surprise me. Car's 22 years old. But I tell you, I really should get to grips with my air compressor. I have an air compressor at home that my brother gave me, and I've never used it. But then I suppose for small jobs like a door handle, rattle cans probably be absolutely fine for that. But I'm going to have to get to grips with my air compressor at some point, because if ever I fix that classic Mini of mine, I've got a really big panel at the back that I need to paint, and that will definitely look better if it's been done with a compressor rather than a rattle can. Well, there we go. Mission complete. And now we could go home. Of course we could. We got what we came out for. But we're out, and it's bloody freezing, but it's dry. We're out and it's dry. So, in words borrowed from another YouTuber, let's go for a ride. I recently saw a TikTok that said, it was a TikTok of a guy riding a bike, a couple of his mates, and it was a typical TikTok clip of about 5-10 seconds, and the caption simply said, "Only bikers understand how much this helps." And he's absolutely right. This is why we ride, for this feeling that I have right now, and I wish you could all feel it with me. But then, if you're watching this video, then you either probably have a bike or have had a bike at some point. You are a biker of some description, or you're not a biker and you're watching this video for me. Either way, I appreciate you. I appreciate you watching my videos. But yes, this guy on TikTok, he was right. Only bikers understand how much this helps. And the second one, the second TikTok I saw was a female biker this time, stood next to a gorgeous bike, and her caption was something like, it was actually a two-parter. Her caption was something like, if you're not happy single, you won't be happy taken. Happiness comes from motorbikes, not relationships. And again, to a degree, I agree with her. We should, all of us single folk, we should be building a life that we are happy with and building up ourselves to a point where we are happy with ourselves. And then once we're happy with ourselves, the relationship becomes the cherry on the top of the cake, as they say. So I completely agree with that one. Be happy in yourself before you bring someone else into your life. They are the icing, they are the cherry on the top. And then the second part of her caption, of course, was happiness comes from motorbikes, etc. When she says happiness comes from motorbikes, not relationships, I half agree. You know, a relationship can and should add value to your life, and if it does, then yes, happiness can come from that relationship. But does happiness come from motorbikes? Absolutely, it bloody does. I think this will do us. I've just set up the camera and then I've realised something. I want to remove my pillion pegs and I want to remove my pillion seat, but I actually use that seat because I took the tripod underneath the strap. It's quite typical of me to come up with a reason to keep my pillion seat that actually has absolutely nothing to do with carrying a passenger. Now, back onto the subject of motorbikes and that great feeling that they give you. Am I saying that everyone should get a motorbike? Well, actually, yes I am, because I'm a biker, and as a biker I want to see more bikers on the road, obviously, but not just to see more bikers on the road. As a biker, I know the feeling that it gives. There's something about biking, the concentration levels that you need for a motorbike, that allows you to genuinely clear your mind, where it is just you and the bike. I believe a lot of it is linked to the level of concentration that you need to ride a motorbike, or maybe it's the type of concentration that you need to ride a motorbike. You see, there are car drivers out all day every day going about their business, and some of them, they get to their destination and they don't know how they got there because they were on autopilot. They were completely zoned out on autopilot. What on earth are you doing? How did you not see me? Now, you can't be zoned out on a motorbike. If you try going autopilot and zoning out on a motorbike, you're probably going to learn a very painful lesson. And I think that has a lot to do with it, that when you are on a motorbike, that your level of concentration is different. It's very different to a car, and it allows you to be very present in the moment. If ever I want to brake, I go out on the bike, because it really does make such a difference. And to that end, sometimes I am envious of people who commute on their bikes, because they get to ride every single day, and I don't commute. And I'm not saying I'm going to commute, but there are times when I'm out on the bike and I think to myself, yeah, I should be a commuter.